What? Tumbler tires also fit the used wheels. What the fuck? Okay, doesn't matter. So, of course, I did make I did make the passenger side fender, and I will make this part here as well, just to see which parts I need to order. But while we were off stream, I of course did a few things on the car. Let me walk you through it. So one of those, of course, was something very unimportant. I made a glove compartment, of course. Uh, you know, just had to be done. Um, the rear hatch. So the rear hatch, we I think we did address it in the stream. It works perfectly now, just the way it should. Come on, there. It even latches itself, so no problem here. Um, then, of course, I did redesign the whole thing here around the lights. One of the problems was the bumper. The attachment points on the bumper were very parts inefficient, so I had to address that. I'll show you in a moment. And I redesigned the light clusters a little bit, so the way they attach, because the problem was here, this part here, when you pushed here, you could easily, dislodge it, because it was, a tiny bit away from the lift arms. Um, this is now fixed. So let me show you what I've done, and then let's do the things that that we need to do in this stream, and then in the next stream, as promised, we start on the Audi. So this is the last Sierra development stream. The next stream, well, the next time you see the Sierra is gonna be, well, all of the parts are gonna be white. Everything's gonna be as perfect as it can be. Anyway, so let's go through the changes real quick. Mm. Okay. So let me bring you closer. What? Okay. Right. So here with the rear lights, I've done a few changes. So the lights now look like this with those brackets here. Then you can see here. This part here is acting as a spacer, and here these two axles are basically the sockets for this. So they slot into the spacers, and then it's all good. So you cannot push it in with the finger, and it cannot dislodge itself. So, you know, one thing that was important to me is that you can handle the car without, you know, breaking stuff off. This here is just so that when you push in to the bodywork, that this makes sure that you cannot push the bodywork further in. So, same on the other side. I also did change this part here, the way the rear valance attaches to the side. So all in one. And then when we close this and turn the car around, I've also greatly simplified the way everything attaches to. So the bumper, remember in the last stream the bumper was hanging, no more. I have changed things here significantly. So you see, last time we had a bunch of connectors here. I simplified this to the point where we hardly have any parts here. And the bumper itself, I changed the attachment points, so they were in the middle here before. I turned those around, and now they attach actually here and here, and everything is a lot more secure. So like this. Come on. I still need to, you know, this part here is still fragile, and I need to, before I order parts, I need to work on this. But this is, you know, we're not gonna waste the stream with this. I'm going to do this off stream, so don't worry. There. Come on, really? Why is this so hard? There. Shouldn't be. Okay. And this. So, what else? Of course, I replaced every single part that I could. Every single part that I could, I replaced with a black part and a new part. So I used a lot of used bricks before. These are all new. And of course, the only ones that are still light bluish gray are the ones that I either don't have yet and will order, of course, or like these connectors, they don't exist in black. Yeah. So in the front suspension, you will notice that I have changed stuff here. So before I used one of those spacers again here, no more, and I used this here for two effects. So first, it holds this 2x1 thin lift arm in place better. Secondly, it limits the steering angle. So the Sierra has an extremely good steering angle as is, but it had a steering angle that was too big, because what happened is that these stars have collided with the anti-roll bar, and we can't have that. So you see, now when you turn the steering, you can see it. You cannot see it on this side. Yeah, let's turn it like this. Okay, so you see now these two collide, and this limits the suspension, the steering travel. And you can see here on this side that we have a nice gap, you know, since the wheel is not really, because of the hubs, the wheel is kind of wobbly still, and it has enough gap that they don't make contact. So what else? I went through the car, you know, and here and there I omitted some parts. I made just tiny changes to so that we use as few parts as possible. Um, Made slight changes to the dashboard. Um, you know, nothing significant. So what is remaining for today is the engine, the gearbox. We need to, you know, go through it, do the turbo, the installation of the intercooler in the engine bay, so that this is a little bit tidied up, and then we are ready for the Audi. This is basically the last big job that we need to do on stream. The rest is, you know, uninteresting details that you will discover then in the instructions, but are not really important for the stream. There's no big question left. Um, every issue that the car had is basically solved. Um, it's, you know, it's heavy. It's heavier than I would like. Um, the problem is that now that when we are going to put the engine in and the gearbox, the car already is pretty heavy, if you ask me. Despite, you know, I went through it and I cannot omit any more parts. I don't know if this is a sign that it's a good design, because, you know, when you cannot omit anything without destroying the structural integrity or something, I guess that's the point, you know, where it's okay. I don't know. Hey Vlad. So yeah. I mean, one thing that we also have to do with the engine, together with the engine compartment, uh, we need to do the poverty stick. Uh, the poverty stick that holds up the hood. That's what we need to do. So basically, we need to come on. So basically, we need to make the stick that pops up and holds up the hood. I mean, we have the room. There's no problem here. I was thinking the only issue is how to basically make it click here, and, you know, here we can on top here we can jam it in whatever, however we like. Yeah, so I mean that's really a non-issue. But for now, I'm going to remove the hood, because, you know, we're gonna work on the engine. And I mean, right now we don't need the car. Right now we don't need the car, we just need the engine. So what we need to do here is we need to finish the drivetrain here. We need to make the turbo a little bit better, because right now it's actually making contact with the strut tower. We need to make then the intercooler that goes around here, something very simple. And I would prefer the engine to weigh a little bit less. I am not sure if this is doable, though, because most of the weight is taken up by the cylinder head, and to be honest, I don't see a lot of scope. I don't see a lot of scope for improvement here, because it's pretty. I mean, efficient in parts is the wrong word probably, but again, as with the car, I don't know what to take away without without destroying the functionality. Yeah, I don't know what to take away. There's nothing I could take away. Really, it's as heavy as it is. We have to live with it, I guess. Only thing that we can do now is improving the turbo, and do the proper gear train. You know, this is okay, but maybe we can do better. There's been some suggestions on Eurobricks that which I mean, the suggestions that have been put forth by the user Technic Math. I like them. They're simple. We are probably gonna simplify them a little bit more for, you know, just so we use fewer parts. And then we're gonna put everything together in the car and call it a day. So here with the turbo, for example, I have discovered. First, I have to remember where I put it. There's a part from the Land Rover that I forgot where I put when I dismantled the Land Rover. That's perfect for our turbo. How can I be such a klutz? Put the part away with here it is. I even have two. Oh, nice. Okay. But I don't think we need two for the turbo. We just basically need the one, and we will use some pneumatic hoses here to make the both the intake and out, and so the turbine part and the compressor part with this, yeah. And of course we are going to use at least two of these. And I guess we are gonna use some pneumatic hose here. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna take the ones that are looking the worst, I guess. You know, for now. Where's my cutting board? Ah, there it is. So my cutting board, because we promised we're not cutting on the desk anymore. Yeah, okay. So let's do the turbo first. Okay. The compressor is so this part coming in here is the compressor. Okay, so this comes from the intake. Intake is here, and it goes into the turbo. And then the first part here is where we have the compressor. And the compressor is driven by the fan here, which is powered by the exhaust. And then from here it goes down into the exhaust. So if we have this here as an example, yeah, of course, it comes in here and has to exit here, because here it goes into the intercooler, down there. The intercooler is going to be here, and then from the intercooler here, it goes up here. We must not forget this. So here we can have, yeah, just something like this. Something like this. Oh. Ah. Why am I so clumsy? And now I lost the part that I need. Here it is. God damn it. Okay. Oh. Are you stuck? Nice. Oh, okay. Why is it stuck? Okay. So I guess it's hard to do this with one hand. Okay. It's here. Okay. So now that we know this dimension, we can make two of them. There we go. It's a single turbo, of course. I actually do have a few ideas in mind, and I'm going to explore them. Let's see. First, I have to put this together. It's very fiddly. It's going to be interesting for people doing the instructions, building it, because it's very fiddly. Come on, go in. Lord. Yeah. Okay. Oh, hey. Hello. Perhaps I should have made it slightly longer. Yeah. Slightly longer it's gonna be. So let's make it slightly longer. There. Two of these. Leon, of course I'm going to simplify it. I mean, you see, this here is too complicated. So we're working on making it less complicated. Okay, come on. Okay, I mean, it doesn't have to sit very tight. And the other one is going coming from the exhaust here. Yeah. And of course, the other one is gonna be the reverse of this. Come on. You know, the old pneumatic hoses from the 90s were a lot better for this. They were so soft. But I mean, they had their the other faults, but for this, they were perfect. I mean, they would have been perfect for this. Oh, come on. Go. Sit. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah. So, this part here is gonna go down to the intercooler. And this part here is gonna go sit with this in the exhaust. Now let's look. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. So obviously we need to preserve the intake here. Intake into the turbo is gonna stay the same. And 1, 2, okay. So this goes into the exhaust. Wait a minute. So this comes up from the exhaust, and then it exits here. Okay. So we need this tube is gonna be. We need. If this is a 7, we need a 5. We need a 5 slot tube. I guess. Let's take a 5 and a 6, just in case. Okay, doesn't matter. I have just black ones. No, I did. So the intake tube is light bluish gray. The outtake is gonna be black. So this goes down the exhaust pipe, and this part here is gonna be where we basically attach the whole thing to the yeah, that's better without the bushing. We attach the whole thing to the manifold. So something like this, you know. And it's gonna be like this here. No, wait, it has to be, yeah, the turbo has to be here. it has to be here, so it can be attached in this location here. And then, you know, the exhaust pipe then goes down. Yeah, this is how it's going to be attached here. Yep, that's how it's going to be. Yeah. Okay. Come on. So we have to dismantle this a little bit. Okay, miscalculation on my part. One stud higher. There we go. So basically what's happening here, this is the exhaust. So from the gases come in from the exhaust manifold and go in here. So they go in here into this turbine blade. This is a model, of course, a model of it. This is one turbine blade. It's on the same axis as this turbine blade. So the gases rotate the turbine and then they exit here through the exhaust pipe. On this side, when the exhaust gases rotate this shaft on which the second turbine is on, this turbine sucks the fresh air from here, compresses it, and sends it through this tube here to the intercooler. And through the intercooler, it goes to the intake of the car. So compressed air. And now we need to mount this to the engine and do the intercooler. So this looks pretty good. You know, We have the downpipe. We can do something with it or not. I mean, you know, if we would be obsessed with details, we could, you know, route this pipe to the end, to the exhaust. I'm probably not gonna do that. But you know, if you want to, once I release the instructions, you can. Okay, so for the intercooler, first we need to do the gear train because it's gonna be in front of the intercooler. So let's do that first. No more cutting, so I can put this away. But I think no more cutting. I'm not sure because we need the pipes to the intercooler. Yeah, let's hold on for this for a moment. So again, we want as few parts here as possible. So the suggestion on Eurobricks was the following. Where's the forum? The suggestion that I like most, of course. Where is that? Where's the post? Oh yeah, here. This, as for the geometry, and then this, this for the structure. The idea was the following. Using basically, instead of all of those small gears that we have here, we would basically use fewer gears, which is always good. We would basically use this guy here and this guy, and then already here we have the 12-tooth gear. So as few gears as possible. And yeah, I think the suggestion on how to do this is pretty good. Let me just count now the axles. Hey Jim, so 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 studs. Axle. 6 stud axle and 3 stud axle. Okay. And then we have a few bricks. These. Come on. Okay. If I'm seeing this correctly, of course. Yeah. So this and then this. Okay. Of course, we need a few pins. What? Oh, okay. This. Then we need. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Of this, and this. The rest is here. Okay. How do we do this? Okay. So now we put in a blue pin, and yeah, you mean this one? Yeah, that could be an idea. Could be. Problem is, first, I don't have any more of those, and secondly, the hoses here would fall off of that roll. That's my thinking behind this. And of course, now that we're doing this, we have to also think of how we are going to attach this to the engine. It's not just we slap this on. How do we attach this to the engine? That's going to be interesting. Let's build this first, and then you can always take it apart again and see. Come on. Where did I miscalculate? 1, 2, 3. Oh, of course. Yeah, I know which wheels he means. The thing is, I'm kind of afraid that those hoses might fall off those rims. And I don't think I have anymore. Honestly, I don't think I have anymore. Oh, I do. I do have two. I do have two there at the bottom of the compartment. Okay, let's do this first, and then let's revisit the turbo and see if those rims look better than this. I agree. I mean, they potentially they could look better. Okay. 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 This works. Now, the only problem here is how do we keep it from falling off? In a perfect world, I would just extend these lift arms here for 2 studs, and then we would have one of those just pressing it on. But I cannot do that because those lift arms, if I extend them, are gonna collide with the teeth here. So cannot do that. But I have another idea. What if so these are 16. These are 16. What if we use this axle here and here? No, forget it. It collides with this gear. It collides with this gear. That's not gonna work. Mm. Mm. Okay, I can see a solution here on top. So we can basically brace this here on top. Okay, but that's not gonna be enough. We need some method here at the bottom. I'm not a friend of putting a bushing here because the bushing, you know, it's kind it's prone to fall off. I mean, in the end, we are gonna have to settle for the bushing, but I'm still hoping for a different solution. There might be a different solution. So what we can do is simply we extend these pins here to be 3-stud pins, and then we, instead of these being three stud lift arms, we have them 5-stud, and then we can connect them here. Very simple. And here on we connect them here on top, and that's it. Let's do this. Always wanting to keep the number of parts as low as possible, I'm gonna use this one. So, like this. And here we basically change these. Like this. So bottom end is secured. Top end. See, this here is a bushing, and we're gonna basically make a connection here between those two using 7 stud axles, and we are going to do something like this. It has to be, I mean, it has to be, it can be very basic. So I would put this here and then just a pin through here, and that's gonna be good enough. It's not like this is a pneumatic engine where there's gonna be a huge amount of force or something. You know, it's an engine designed to look the part. Look, but not be. I mean, you know, let's dress it up a little bit if we're here. Okay. It's always hard to push the axle through so many layers of axle holes. Okay. Okay, so this should be it. I'm not gonna bother with timing the engine because, you know, I have to figure out how to do a proper how to make instructions that will show how to do this. It's, you know, the important part for now is just that it works. So here, here, there we go. See, looks nice. Okay, so let's revisit the turbo. For this, you can watch me struggle getting the parts from the bottom of this without spilling them all over the compartment. This one got away. Yeah, of course, at the very bottom. Okay. Here's one. And here's number 2. Okay. Oh, please. There. Okay. So you meant these two, right? These. Let's see. Okay. We don't even have to unmount this. Let's see if we can place this. I mean, certainly it's gonna be easier to, yeah, certainly it's gonna be easier to mount them. That's for sure. And what do you know? It is easier. Exactly. Those pieces that you need are always at the very bottom. Uh, okay. So essentially we need longer hoses. Okay. Yeah, we need longer hoses. Let's cut some more. Let's cut a few more. Because that's annoying. So how long do we need? Like 5 millimeters more. They need to be like 5 millimeters more. And I have to admit that this actually looks like a well, uh, turbo, I guess. Let's do a very careful cut. There, should be enough. One more of the exact same way. There. Let's see. So this is a very rigid tube. It's gonna be okay, pretty challenging to put together. Let's start them outside of the wheel, and then oh, you know what we can do? Of course, it's because it's flexible, we can put it together all off the tube and then just slide it on. Stupid me, I mean, should be obvious. Come on. Okay, there. One done. Second one. Yeah, this is the right tube. There. This is gonna look better, yeah. So much better. Ah, come on. Should have used probably some silicone lubricant because I don't know if the new Lego hoses are better, but this is murder. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. Now let's see. I'm gonna use a different part here. There's a better part for this. This one. Yeah. Now this guy here. Then we can have this, and the exhaust. The exhaust, the intake. Okay. This looks a lot better. Now, if you look under the hood, it's gonna look like a turbo. Where's the turbo? There's the turbo. Mhm. So uh, from here, uh, from here, now it goes down. The hose goes down here to the front to the intercooler. So the intercooler is a cooler. So we need to have we need to make it look interesting. Um, Obviously, there is absolutely no room for us to do both the main radiator and the intercooler because reasons. I can offer it now into the car, and you're gonna see that probably not gonna happen. It's just gonna add weight, and I don't like weight. So so there she sits. The intake here, yeah, we can tweak this a little bit to route into to make this hose longer, go in here and have a intake air filter looking box here. But do see here. So if we want an intercooler, we have the room just above the steering rack. We have the room for the intercooler, and I would preferably mount the intercooler not to the car, but I would mount it actually to the engine uh, because we would like it to be removable together with the engine. So otherwise it's just gonna be too fiddly. So we are gonna place and too fiddly, and it's gonna interfere with the steering rack. So we're gonna mount the intercooler on the engine here, route the a hose from here down to it, and then another one here to this pipe here, which is the intake. Okay, so basically we can do everything outside of the car, and the room we have here is 1, 2, 3 studs basically. Then we should leave one stud clearance between the intercooler. Well, we're gonna leave a little bit more, but a bit between the intercooler and the locking mechanism for the hood. So that's the idea. No, I don't want to mount the intercooler to the car. That's the point. I mean, in the real car, the intercooler would be here in the front. I mean, we could place it here in the front. There's room, I guess. In a real car, in the real car, we would have the intercooler here. Here would be the intercooler, and behind it would be the main radiator. So we could place the intercooler here. There is room. There's room. Basically, we place the intercooler in front of the locking mechanism for the hood. It basically is gonna hide the locking mechanism for the hood, and just got an idea. Hold on. Just got an idea. Um, Where do I have those? Hmm? So, there's my idea. Imagine this. So, we would have our main radiator for the engine like this. And then below it, we would have our intercooler. Right? Intercooler, radiator. And they would both be in front of the mechanism for the hood opening, basically hiding that very mechanism. So you wouldn't be able to look at through here at the mechanism. Rather, you would see the radiator here. What do you think? I think that would be doable. And there is a very nice option to mount all of this, I think. Yep. I think so too. So, and not it wouldn't just look good. We would actually have we would add realism. Imagine that. Mhm. Well, I guess that's this. Um, so, for the intercooler, my idea is the following. We would use this here. Okay. So this, and obviously we have to. I don't know. I'm just gonna put this in the center. Since it has to be odd numbered, and then we would have these here on top of the intercooler. And here you see the this hole here. Yeah, okay. And this hole here. They would serve as well, the hoses would come into those. I'm not saying that's gonna work, but And let's see. Ah, I see. I have to do this. I have to do what I wanted to do. Okay. So I have to use these here. Yeah. Okay, now let's experiment how we are going to mount this with as little effort as possible. Obviously, we're going to use the axle holes here in order to minimize the need for lift arms. Just temporary, of course. I think the axle holes are going to be longer because we're probably going to stagger them like this so that the, we'll see. So I would place this guy here. Yep, exactly here. To cover up the mechanism. And it can be exactly here. Going like this. Okay, so let's remove this for a bit so that we can assess what's happening here. So basically we are going to mount this here, just in front of the mechanism. And now we're gonna just have to figure out how to mount this here to our frame with as few parts as possible, of course. Okay, I see the solution. I see the solution. Very simple. Okay, sorry. Very simple. For this, we need to change a few things here. No biggie. No problem. Basically, we need to remove this guy here. Come on. Come on. Cooperate, please. Ah, there. Nothing a few, nothing a little brute force. Okay. Okay. Now what this enabled us to do is we can now use these here. Okay. And here on top we can use these. Now we can use this. And sorry. Stupid. Oh, it's so stupid. No, we don't use these. We use these guys, the blue ones. We use the blue guys. And it hurts me adding weight here, but it has to be done. We'll add as little as possible. So we add this and this. Yeah, no interference. And now we are basically done. I mean, done. We have free reign. we attach our cooler here. And down below here, we attach our intercooler. Now let's see if it still fits with the bumper in. Of course, that one guy winning the party. Okay. Have it your way. Okay. There we go. Wouldn't you know? We fit. Intercooler and cooler are a go. Covering the mechanism completely, not interfering with it. Now let's see if the bumper still fits. And what do I know? The bumper fits as well. We could, of course, if we wanted to, we could, of course, extend the cooler arrangement with the intercooler could be lower. It could be basically here. And we could have more of these. Let's see what happened on Discord. What happened on Discord? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay. So this, you can do this unpunished. You can move parts in this way, however you like. But I'm going to leave it like this, simply because I have the here the room to operate this. If I extend this further down, then I mean, yeah, I'm still gonna get to it, but it's easier like this. But you can at home, you can extend these. You can use two more to go down to here, and then you can place this guy here. Basically, what you do, you use longer lift arms here, two-stud longer lift arms as a frame to attach them. But this works. And actually, we have the problem we have here is that we cannot route hoses to the intercooler like this. Now, do we want to? That's the other question. I mean, you would. You know why? You will notice because the intercooler is showing either through here or through here. You're gonna notice when you're looking at the car from the front. That's how you are going to notice. Thing is here, you see the holes that we have here are you cannot see them. Come on, focus. Yeah, here on the sides. Yeah, here are here. Now, what we could do is we could make the holes point downwards, or we could just use a connector, 90-degree connector here, to kind of make the illusion that they bend down 90 degrees, and attach them like this, if we wanted to. Now, the problem I see here by doing this, by insisting on mounting the hoses, is that we are going to interfere with the steering. So I'm wondering what you're gonna do here. Wonder no more. So what we're gonna do here is the following. So on the intercooler, we just need two hoses. What if the hoses come in from behind? They don't have to come from the front. They can come from behind. And we have perfect parts for this even. No? Perfect parts exist for this. Where? Here. You know, these parts exist. These parts exist. So we are going to do the following. We are going to we are going to remove those. See? And we are going to put in these. So what changes? Obviously, you know, these here are gonna go. This is gonna be simpler because of this. But the gist is that suddenly, you see, we have now the ability to put hoses here and here, and those hoses go directly to the intercooler. Problem solved. It's not going to be anything fancy. Okay? Very simple. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to use those here, and we're going to put on those, we are going to put the ripped hoses from, well, I don't know from where they are, but we're going to put ripped hoses on there, and it's going to be perfectly fine. There. Okay, let me just make this lighter. This is way too heavy. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Lighter it is. Yeah. All of this can be done. All of this can be done. But you know, I'm preparing the ground here, if you know what I mean. Maybe I mean, I'm in the instructions, I'm gonna do a few things, and then you can do the rest. if you know what I mean. I'm doing the heavy lifting here. Um, and you know, if we manage to persuade a manufacturer to actually make the Sierra as a set, there we can go overboard. Then we can really make everything here. But there's room for the hoses, but I don't think there's room for there's realistically room for, I mean, all of this. Yeah, I mean, there is room for the alternator and stuff, but you know what, people, the important thing is that the important thing that people notice is the fucking turbo and the hoses that go to it. Nobody cares about um, the water pump or the alternator, because we don't even have a belt drive. So you know, um, okay. So let's quit puffing around and yeah, I will definitely put the bumper on again. Just let me finish the hoses here. So let's guesstimate what hose we need. Ideally, they would be, I don't know, red or whatever color. Hmm? This is probably the correct length. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. This one's going to the intercooler. And hey, Mr. Amorti, how are you? And this one, no, this is too long. Need something shorter here. This one maybe? Yeah, maybe this one. Yeah, this one maybe. Correct. I would need much smaller hands. Okay. There. There we go. Ain't she a beauty? So, to the intercooler, it goes in the intercooler, gets cooled, and then back into the intake. Come on. Okay. Oh, please. Okay. There. It's on. Let's take a look. I think it looks pretty okay. I know what you mean, yeah. We're gonna make this. Yeah. And it's gonna be a little bit lower. Yeah. Just as Ben said, we're gonna make the intercooler like this. Yep. Just need to figure out a way to remove those pins here. Oh, I can pin them out here. There. There. Okay. And it's gonna be a little bit lower. You see what Ben said? We use these two pins and we attach them like this. There we go. So they are even a little bit separated here, and it's gonna look cooler. Get it? Gonna look cooler. Bad pun, I know. Yeah. Nice. This looks freaking awesome, if you ask me. We have everything. And the engine looks amazing, if you ask me, in the engine bay. Oh, come on. Why don't you want to sit right? What have you done? What have I done to you? Okay. There. Very nice. And you see, now the only thing I have to do here is, of course, change these to black frames, and then sadly these don't exist in black, so we have to live with them. And then when you open the hood, the engine is gonna really pop because it's the only thing that is not gonna be black under the hood, and that's gonna be really nice. Now, before I get tired here, I just want to make a attachment for the gearbox here, because I have to constantly have it. I have to hold it in my hands constantly, so I don't want to do this. There. Now I don't have to hold it anymore. So it's now really nice. Really nice. Here it's gonna be just a cardan shaft, so don't worry about that. Really nice. I would prefer, of course, this to be a straight line without a cardan shaft, but the current joints. But unfortunately, the differential here and the output shaft of the gearbox, no matter what we do, are not in the same plane. Just, you know, if this or this was just one stud, doesn't matter, lower or higher, it would be perfectly fine, but it's not. It's just in between. So other than using 8 tooth gears, which we are not gonna use, we are pretty much fucked. So yeah. Okay. That happened. Holy shit, it's a heavy boy. That boy is heavy. No, I just did. Come on, really? Okay. Okay. There's no interference with the steering. Everything works perfectly. Ah, this is cute because of that. Okay, never mind. Now let's see how it looks with the hood on. Very nice. Very nice. Does it close? Yes, it does. It opens. So, the last thing that we need to do in order for the engine bay to be called finished is the power stick. So that's the fourth trademark. They were too cheap to put in gas struts, but that was a product of the time. So we need to make a power stick that pops out and allows us to attach the hood. That's how it was, and that's how we're gonna do it. Ideally, I thought that we would have something like this. Where is that? Oh. Here. So we would have I'm talking about the end of the stick. So we would have this, where the end of the stick is gonna attach to something on the car, probably this or something. I mean, it's gonna move a little bit, but who knows? It's gonna be, ideally, well, I don't know, somehow like this. We can use something different here, so it would attach to it on the sideways. The idea is basically that the stick doesn't dislodge itself. It's not just lying there, but it's like in the real car, you are sticking it somewhere. But that's the the final touch. First, we have to think about a few things. Where is it gonna be? How we are gonna place it? One problem is, of course, this, our spring for holding up the hood. The other problem is, of course, when the locking mechanism is popping down, that it doesn't interfere with our stick. So there's solutions, of course. we can have the stick being an odd shape, where it basically curves around this and then lays flat here. My concern, of course, is that if we place the stick here, it's not going to allow the hood to close. And we are going to test this. Simply adding this. This is where the stick would be. And closing the hood. It doesn't close. Surprise, surprise. So, that plan went out of the window. Lovely. Because of course, I wanted the stick to be here, somewhere here, but it's not gonna happen because all of this is, of course, going into the recess here. It cannot be here over this, because then it's gonna interfere with this. Which is sad, because if the hood was open like this, and there would be a stick supporting it, that would be so nice. That would be so nice. What if we would mount the stick to the hood? What if we would mount the stick to the hood? It would basically be here, and you would flip it like this. Would this go? Yes, it would. This would be perfectly fine. It could be. I mean, if we're doing the stick, I want it to be kind of realistic. So basically, for the photos and stuff, I would like it to be like this, because this is how it would be in the real car. But if we had the stick, here, I don't know, that doesn't look right. Should be like this, I think. Cannot be there. If we, if we have it fold like this, it has problems, because it's too long. The only way it can fold, it's like this. It's like this. Like this. What if we had it like this? It would come too low. Or if we had it here. Alright, it doesn't even have to be white. Okay. It doesn't even have to be white, so it's not gonna be. Like this, of course. And then we can place it like this. Basically, that's it. We just have to find a way how to attach it here. Or here, I mean, wherever. We need to find a way to attach it. Yeah. But it's too long. It's too damn long. Where is it? It's too damn long. Would be nice, but no. First it hits the engine, and then it basically acts as a spring when it hits this and doesn't allow the hood to open. Lovely. Bummer. I'm so sad. I was so looking forward to having a stick being there. But the folded stick, I don't know. Folded stick doesn't look right. Big bummer. Yeah, because I mean, if we had wait, what? Just a second. Okay. Okay. There might be a possibility. So, what we can do, what we could do, is you see these here could be made lower without much effort. We could make those lower. And if we make those lower, I think that if we had the stick run here, this area, and then having, you know, the odd shape here that we wanted, this would actually be possible. Because, you know, if we add this guy here, it should be able to close. this doesn't interfere. So, slight re-engineering of the front end of the car is gonna give us the opportunity to mount the stick. And we definitely should do this. Definitely. First, it's gonna look even better under the hood. And we're gonna have the power stick. So these guys have to go. This one here in particular is gonna be replaced. I'm gonna remove the hood for now, so that we see something. So, lower. Obviously, these cannot be the same, because at least this one is making contact with the wheel here. So something has to be done here. Does this make contact with the wheel as well? What is? Okay, something is squeaking in the rear, in the right rear bearing. I don't know, something squeaking. Normally, I would be I would be concerned if this was my car. What if we do a crazy stunt like this? What could we do here? So if we, for example, if we remove this, and use this instead, come on, there, much closer. Now there is no danger of the wheel bumping into it. Not sure what happens with the hood. Let's see. Let's see if the hood still says yes. There must have been a reason why we did this. Can't tell. I would say I don't know. Cannot really tell. No, the this part here makes contact with this. And the problem is if it can bend it down a little bit. Thing is, I don't know how to attach this to this. No idea. But we can do something else. I mean, since we're re-engineering this, okay, never mind. Okay, there. You know, I don't want to have a crash in this. Imagine how this would disintegrate in the crash. No, I don't want you to imagine that. We're not gonna have a crash in this. I mean, who am I kidding? Of course we are. Not intentionally, of course, but that's of course gonna happen. There. And now my idea would be to put this here. But then again, I have to think about how to mount it. Which I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna mount this. Oh, but I do. There. And there's something else that we can do. There. And we're gonna make use of our little friend here. And all is gonna be well. So, like this. I'm gonna put it here. There. See? Now suddenly we have a very strong mounting point for this, which uses fewer parts than before, looks cleaner, and you know that I like this. There. Now compare this side here to that side. Doesn't it look better? Absolutely. Absolutely, it does look better. Yep. Perfection. Okay. Okay. Now this guy here. Okay. The good part is that this doesn't change any of the good parts of what we had, but just adds up a level of betterness. There. Come on. Go inside. There. Nice. I think it's even stiffer now. I guess. Okay. Very good. So now we can design the part stick finally, and we're gonna design it so it goes around this part here. So it needs to go around it. And then here, and it's gonna, attach somewhere here. I'm gonna use this for now. No, I can't, of course, because of this. Here we're gonna use what you're gonna use here, so it's gonna be simple and not add too much weight. That's the main concern here. Yeah. I mean, the car is so heavy. We're putting so much stuff on the car. It's really getting heavy. Have a better idea. One, two. So it's a 4. Okay. 4. I'm just testing here. Don't worry. Other way. Like this. So if we have it go up, it has to be something round there, right? Yeah, so it has to be this and up and like this. I'm totally over engineering this. So yeah. Okay. We can do this even better. This is so sick. I'm going to around yeah, perfect. Let me show you. Let me. There's a very good reason. I would like for it to be a straight stick, but it can't be. There we go. Perfect. Ta-da! Perfection. So, why can it be? Simply because of this. So we use it like this. It folds kind of here. You know, we have to make a socket or something here for this, so it doesn't flap around, and you know where to put it. But you know, that's basically it. That's basically it. It's okay. It cannot go in front of the gray axle because in front of the gray axle, this ridge here slides in. And if we would have it in front of the gray axle, then this would not be able to be there. That's the problem. But right now, this is pretty much perfect. I just need to make those two black. I don't have. I mean, all of those three connectors have to be black. Don't have them yet, so I have to order them. But this is amazing, and I would like to have a kind of socket, something that this, that you just know where to put it. Just so I mean, it's fine like this, don't get me wrong, but would be better if I had a socket here for this. I don't know, something. I mean, to use as few parts as possible. Wait, does maybe let's see if this fits. So like this, it's not straight. It would be placed like this, perhaps. Yeah, that would be perfect. I don't know. Even if it is, we cannot mount it on either side because there's no room. Because the problem is that since the hood is sloping down, we these are already basically almost touching these parts here, so we don't have the room to do this, no matter what. But the position that we figured out here is perfect. I mean, I cannot imagine a better position for this. It's absolutely perfect. It's the way you would have it on a period correct car like this. Exactly here. Yeah. So I think. Wait. Let me see if I have some older connectors. Yeah, I have some older black connectors because those gray ones are bothering me too much. Oh, that means I don't know. It's we can make it either way. Doesn't matter. Can you Google it? If you Google it, we are going to put it on the correct side of the car if it's the other way around. So meanwhile, it looks so much better and more incognito when it's entirely black. Hey Marco. So that looks amazing. I must admit, the the fact that we have the gray engine with the red details in a entirely black engine room with white bodywork. I mean, it's it's looking really good. I really like it. The color combo is really killer. Okay, so so we have it correct. What you're it is what you're saying. So this is correct. So it's on the left from where we are looking, not on the left side of the car. Is that what you're saying? Okay, if you say so, no problem. Let's change the location. Uh, the uh, the number plate is just temporary. I would it cannot be made by using just two tiles because we have this. It's gonna be made basically. It's gonna be tiles, but uh, two two x3 tiles probably mounted on top of this. So it's gonna stick out a little bit more. That's um, that's the idea. Mm, mm. Oh, so it's one step shorter. Bummer. Okay. So then we have to what? Oh, it's two studs. Yeah, okay, two studs. No problem. You can use a 10. There. And this is right. Since it's here, why? I think no, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, yeah. No, it doesn't have. You know, it's um, it's too much. Then we would have to have the lever here, um, and we are tight with space as is. It's not needed, I guess. Not really needed. Um, what did I want? Yeah, I wanted to see if we can do this. Mm, Damn it. I wanted this to be the other way around. Can it be like this? Damn it. Damn it. I so wanted to do this, you know, to have the last part of the stick be like this, you know, so it sticks inside of this, or or some form of this. I mean, does a similar part exist? I wonder, because you know, we can. The last part of the stick can be done with, let's say, this here, and we would even extend it a little bit, you know, like so, and then you know you would click the last part bit. You would click it in here. That would be awesome. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there are bricks and plates. The problem is with bricks and plates that they are oriented the wrong way. I mean, I do have the bricks, and thing is, if the a brick or basically a plate that has the attachment here will fall off constantly. Let me find one. I think I have those. I wonder. Come on. What about a minifig hand? Would a minifig hand qualify? And how, if it would, how would we attach it? Hmm. Okay, I have this. I have this, and I have an idea how to attach this. I think. Now, this would be ideally attached like this here. Hmm? Yep. Um, Can you post the link to the clip in Discord so we can all see it? Meanwhile, I'm just gonna go through with my idea, just just to test it. Because the problem here is that yes, this is okay and stuff, but ultimately what we want is we don't want this to be ripped off every time you detach it. So one idea I have would be to attach it like this, or something. Yeah, I know of those. I know of those. Every time you want to do something like this, half a car dislodges. Such a simple stuff. I demand so little, yet even this seems to be hard. Oh yeah, these are interesting. I think I still have them. How would we attach them? I think I have them. Wait. Yeah. I have one. Yeah, that's enough. So I didn't have to rip the car apart. Okay. Come on. There. Okay. Now we have to just figure out how to mount it here. So that it doesn't rotate constantly or something. I mean, we could place it inside of one of those with the pin. Yeah, we could do this. But it's gonna be black, of course. This time, I'm trying not to rip the whole car apart. Turn on. Okay. Now the hard part. There. That wasn't so difficult. I'm happy. So, perfect. Or you could, you know, do it like this or like this. Doesn't matter. There we go. Works like a charm. There we go. Ben, there's no room for this. Yeah, but there's no room for this. Tell me, where would you place this part? I know. Put pin in axle hole. Where would you locate the axle hole here? You can only use this guy here, but it doesn't matter if it rotates. Really, you know, even if it rotates, you know, if it rotates, doesn't matter. You come with it, it automatically, you know, it's gonna self-adjust. Then you pop it in, and that's it. No big deal. You know, this is something I always wanted to do with a car, to have this port stick. You know, it was always on my bucket list, if you will. And now we did it. Now we did it. Yeah. The pipe from the turbo goes into the intercooler, and then another pipe comes from the intercooler into the intake. If you were here before, you would know, because you see we have the radiator, and down there you see the intercooler. I can take the hood off, rotate everything, and show you. See, these two pipes, one goes into the intercooler, one goes out of the intercooler. In from the turbo, out into the intake. Just as it should be. So, God, everything is dislodging here. This shit is so fragile. I hate it. Now what? What did we lose now? Okay. Yeah, this goes from the turbo, and this goes back into the intake. Yeah. So basically, we are done. all the stuff that needs to be done on the car is stuff that is really nitpicky. It's small, very small stuff. A pin here, a pin there, some plates that I need to put here and there, and then I need to order them, and you know, yeah. But yeah. The front is heavy. It is heavy. The rear is heavy as well. It's gonna get the same springs as the front, and then it's gonna be fine. You know, the seat, the door, and the side panel are gonna add some more weight, which is now not on the car yet, but it's just on the cusp. I'm not comfortable with how heavy this is, but whoa, okay, it's still way better than any Lego car, because Lego cars are either way too soft, like the Bugatti, or they are so hard that the suspension doesn't even move without you pressing on it. Oh yeah, this guy, yeah, this guy should go into an air filter box, but yeah, maybe, maybe. I don't know where. Well, we could place it here, I guess. We could have it go down there and have it been here. I don't know. I have no idea how much it weighs. Once it's all done, I am going to weigh it, uh, just out of curiosity, and I'm going to compare it to the charger, and see, you know, which is heavier. But really, as I said at the beginning of the stream, I'm looking through the car and I don't see an area where I could take parts away. Uh, there's nothing. I mean, I was using parts very sparingly. There's nothing here that's that shouldn't be here. If I take anything away, it crumbles. It's it's really nothing I could remove. That's the issue here. So I cannot make it lighter than it is. It is as heavy as it needs to be, I guess. Yeah. Even if it was a model from the Lego company, so an official model, it would be heavy in this size and everything. Um, well, the hood mechanism is very simple, basically. It has just this. It's held on by a spring, and then this guy here slides on this, pulls it apart, and slides underneath it. And then this latches back on, and then it's locked. When I unlock it, I basically pull a lever under the hood, doing this, and this spring here basically pops the hood up. There's no real magic behind it. You close it, open it. Basically, you just slam the hood down, and it's closed. The hood mechanism is actually very simple. The mechanism for the rear latch is a lot more elaborate. But let's see, maybe the hood mechanism needs slight improvement. I need to do some slight improvement, because this is kind of happening, so I need to prevent it from doing this. Small stuff. Small stuff. should be relatively easily solvable. But yeah, it's not my invention. It's Christian's invention. So the hood locking mechanism is entirely Christian's brainchild. If you if you want to say it like that. So yeah, we are done with the Sierra for now. Everything that we wanted to do in it has been done. Um, all there is to do now is waiting for parts, changing all of the non-white parts for white parts, all of the parts that still need to be black changed for black parts, and make the missing side, you know. But all in all, that's it. And of course, I'm going to do this off stream because that's not interesting. And this means that on Friday we start the new project. Uh, Ben is already hard at work at some stuff because of geometry. Uh, you cannot achieve the gear geometry without using them. So Ben is working hard on the Audi already, and that's where we're heading on Friday. On Friday's stream is gonna be just an introduction, what we're gonna do, the basic dimensions. We're gonna build something here and see how big this actually is. I don't have the correct wheels here, so we just, as we did with the charger, we're gonna guesstimate a few things. Yeah, so it's gonna be relaxed. Rear bench, no, I'm not gonna do the rear bench. You can do it yourself. I'm gonna do the instructions as is because the car is heavy as is. You can do, if you want that much detail, you can do the rear bench yourself. I mean, the car itself is a canvas, so we did as much as is necessary for you to have a car with everything that a car has, and then it's up to you. You get the instructions and you make the car your own. You either build it as is or you start adding stuff. You add the rear bench, the parcel shelf that's moving with the rear hatch. You can add a ton of things. You can even add something that we omitted here. You can add a flex cable to the inside, and you can unlock the hood from the inside of the car. I didn't do this. It's we could, but I wanted to keep it simple and make it more accessible by omitting the flex cable. In the charger it was inevitable to use the flex cable, but here we can omit it. We don't need it. There's no opening headlights and stuff, so it's not needed. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I wish that was different on the Sierra is really the springs. I wish they were stiffer. They are really soft. For my liking, of course. They are a bit too soft for my liking. But maybe I'm wrong. What I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they are. The rears are too soft because they're the car is really sagging. but the rears are going to be the same at the front, and then it's going to be fine. But I think I'm speaking about the front. The front is, I don't know, you know, when you do this hard enough, the car slams into the ground, because you know, see, you hear it. Basically, the front lip slams into the ground. But as you drive it like this, yeah, it's fine. Even the ground clearance is, it's fine. It looks as it should, even though it's as heavy as it is. And of course, you know, if you, everything's perfect, you know, you see, the gap here is the same everywhere. And then when you lift the car up, you know, it's like in the rear car. Rear car, if you lift the car up on the lift, wheels also lift. I mean, the gap also increases, which is a desired effect because it has to. You know, it's just this that bothers me. But this is maybe just because it's not the car that is too soft. It's just there's no dampers, there's no dampening. So maybe this is why. So, you know, you want this effect to happen, of course, because of bumps. If you would be like in Lego cars, you would set the car on the ground, and then the car would stay like this. So with the weight on the springs, the car would stay like this. This would be very bad because when you drive around and then suddenly there's a bump here, what does happen? Suddenly the whole car bumps or falls into the pothole or whatever it is. But if the car is like this, then when there's a bump, only the wheel can fall into the bump and follow the road. So, and also when the car is rolling in corners, you know, when the car is rolling in corners, you basically you have the room. You see, you have the room here, so that the wheel can lift. If you have you know, a car that is like this, then what happens is that just the other side is basically depressing, which is not what you want, because you want the car to roll around its center. So both sides need to work. So the other side is depressing and this side is going up. So, you know, it's a desired effect. And, you know, to be honest, it's okay. It's okay. Just the rear is a little bit saggy. But as I said, with the same springs as in the front, it's gonna be fine. And I really need to see why this is squeaking. Just this wheel is squeaking. Who knows why? Yeah. 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 I mean, yeah. If you would drop the car like this in real life, yeah, yeah, you got a point. Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. I think that, yeah. If I mean, looking from this perspective, the springs are actually perfect. If only we had, you know, shock absorbers, like dampers, not just springs, that would be even better. So the car wouldn't, you know, but it actually, yeah, it actually comes to a standstill. So yeah, it doesn't even need them. It's fine. Who knows? And you know, if we use a different engine, for example, um, depending on the engine, it's gonna be lighter or heavier. You know, an inline 4 LP power engine is surprisingly lighter than this. Or for example, if we use like four electric motors, so the four Buick buggy motors here, I don't know how heavy they are. Probably lighter than this. Um, you know, Ben, um, you see the Sierra here. it's the new LP Power test car, of course. It's gonna see a lot of action, and one of the first modifications that's gonna happen to it, since it's gonna be testing the drivetrain for the Bugatti, is of course LP Power wheel hubs with ball bearings. So we're gonna make probably make a stream where we do just this. We do just the ball bearing conversion of the turntable wheel hubs. Why not? I mean, we're not gonna just do just Audi episodes. We're gonna have variety. Because with the Audi, I think I mean there's gonna be a lot of development, but not as much as here. Once we solve the front suspension conundrum, geometry, whatever you want to call it, it's gonna be pretty smooth sailing with the Audi. It's basically gonna be about reliability and its ability to cope with the power. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for today. I am pretty tired. It was a long stream. Do join me on Friday, where we start with the Audi. It was fun having you with me, going through the Sierra. And we are ready for our next project. So, thanks for watching, and I see you on Friday.